Hi guys, so this is the first look for the class. We're going to start with skin prep and we'll be doing a bridal look today. This is my beautiful model. So we'll start with skin prep after cleansing her skin. So skin prep is done in two stages for the purpose of hydrating and moisturizing the skin and for the purpose of makeup longevity. So let's start by cleansing her face. Smack your lips, please. So now I'm applying moisturizer after applying the serum on her face. Remember you have to apply moisturizer everywhere and no matter the skin type of your client, whether oily or dry, always use moisturizer. Feel free to use the moisturizer everywhere, even on her neck to her ears. Moisturize generously. So this is the primer I'll be using. This step is optional, but you can use your QT to remove any eye discharge around the eye. Look at this. So I'm going in with my primer now, concentrating on the T-zone areas. The sides of the nose, the forehead, the brows, the chin. For a bride, always use a mattifying primer. Don't just use hydrating primer and stop there. So you can also use a mattifying primer. Because of the events for the day, so brides tends to like have a long day. So always use a mattifying primer to hold the makeup and make it last. Don't put primer under the eye, mattifying primer under the eye. Instead, you should use your moisturizer under the eyes because the skin around that area is very sensitive. So I'll be using this foundation. As you can see, this foundation has a yellow undertone and it suits her perfectly because she's light skin and her undertone is also yellow. So now we're going to melt in the foundation before blending it. Please close your eyes. By using your hydrating spray, allow it dry for a bit. Start blending. So you blend your foundation very well in. So after blending in your foundation, you have to still spray to lock it in. So I'm using this shade of foundation to contour. And remember the areas to contour. Under the cheekbone, the temples, the sides of the nose, and the sides of the chin. So you start from under the cheekbone, forming a V shape, then you blend upward. So the temples. So I'm using this red shade from iMagic palette for the cream blush. Applying it on top of the cheekbone, so you blend the blush. You can blend upward too. So you do the same thing on the other side. So I'll be using this concealer to highlight her face in this shade. So now you blend. You don't have to use too much concealer under the eyes. So for the second shade of concealer, you don't have to use the applicator directly under the eye. You can just put it on your beauty blender like that. Using your beauty blender, just concentrate under the eye because we need brightness there. So the remaining products, you can just use it on the center of your forehead, basically. So to contour her nose, you're going to be using a fluffy angled brush like this. See, I'm cleaning it, not so much product. Start from here, blend upward. So you're going to blend the hash lines. Can you see? You have to blend carefully. So now we are going to spray the face to lock in all the creamy products we have applied on the face. So we allow it get dry while I blend her edges. The hairstylist will take off the band now so I can blend. So I'm going to set the highlighted places now with powder, setting powder, using a fluffy brush like this under the eye. But before that, you're going to still use your beauty blender um, to repair these fine lines under the eyes. So using a slightly stiffed angled brush, you're going to go over the cream contoured areas with your powder contour. So I'll be using this shade, this tone. You can do like that, yeah. You can skip the temples basically since you already applied creamy contour there and also powder. So she doesn't appear too dark. For your blush, you have to use a soft, fluffy, angled or rounded brush. So I'll be using this warm shade. You can tap out the excess. So I want to apply my spray before I bake under her eyes. Close your eyes. This is to hold eyeshadow fallouts when doing the eyeshadows. So for the eyes, I'll be using this benign clown white eyeshadow primer all over her eyelid with this stiff fluffy dome brush, stiff brush rather. You don't drag the primer on the lid, you just tap it slightly.